Lawyers for the tomato producers in the United States were notified. That is bad. The amount of tomato exported to the United States cannot be replaced by any other in the world, because also the tomato is picked fresh and delivered fresh. But in the case that it even arrived...
You saw that clip of him from the campaign. Like, that's not how adult human beings in leadership positions should behave. If people who you worked with acted like that.
So Trump wants to slap tariffs on Mexican tomatoes and thinks Americans won't notice their grocery bills going up. The same guy who couldn't get Mexico to pay for his wall now wants your wallet to pay for his tomato tantrum. President Sheinbaum just called Trump a clown to his face. And honestly, she's not wrong. While Donnie throws his ketchup-covered hissy fit, Mexico's president is calmly explaining how his brilliant plan will only hurt American families. Stick around to see exactly how much more you'll pay for your BLTs if Orange Man gets his way. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Ever wonder what happens when a former president throws a tomato tantrum? Well, your grocery bill is about to find out. Mexico isn't just sending a few tomatoes our way. They're America's tomato sugar daddy, supplying the lion's share of those juicy red fruits that end up in practically everything from your morning breakfast to your midnight snack. Now, Orange Man has decided he wants to slap a whopping 25% tariff on Mexican tomatoes. But here's the kicker that Trump doesn't want you to know. Mexico isn't paying for that tariff. You are.
So there is this suspension agreement on dumping. Until yesterday, when the United States withdrew from this agreement, until July 14th.
Because, folks, we have seen this before. They know the playbook. The world knows that Trump is a con artist, a vile, despicable piece of trash who's a very weak-cornered rat again.
Because also the tomato is picked fresh and delivered fresh. But in the case that it even arrived...
Tomatoes, and she has one of her top officials by her side, and you can see...
That's right. When Trump says Mexico will pay, what he really means is Americans will pay more at the checkout counter. It's like he's reaching into your wallet while pointing at Mexico and yelling, "Look over there." Larry Summers, an actual economist who knows what he's talking about, unlike some people who think economics is just making stuff up on Truth Social, warned that Trump's brilliant tariff plan would lead to higher prices for consumers and more expensive inputs for American producers. Translation, everything gets more expensive for regular folks while big companies also get squeezed. It's a lose-lose situation unless you're Trump and just want something to brag about at rallies. The stock market, you know, that thing Trump obsessively uses to measure his self-worth, took one look at these tariff plans and said, no thanks. The Dow Jones hit a 2-week low faster than Trump can spell kafef.
They're viewing the Trump regime as like an oddity, like, okay, we...
Lawyers for the tomato producers in the United States were notified. That is bad. The amount of tomato exported to the United States cannot be replaced by any other in the world. This process has been done many times and Mexico has always won.
Who's gonna pay for the wall? Who? 100%. 100%.
You know, as I played you that clip, what...
Major retailers like Target and Best Buy are already warning that prices will skyrocket for consumers. They're not exactly thrilled about telling customers why that jar of salsa now costs as much as a small car. This isn't just economic experts wagging their fingers. Senator Ron Johnson, a Republican mind you, warned that these tariffs would hurt American companies, American exporters, and American consumers long term. Some experts are even comparing this brilliant strategy to the Smoot-Hawley Act of 1930, which helped turn a recession into the Great Depression. But hey, what's a little economic catastrophe between friends? Arizona businesses that distribute Mexican produce are already hitting the panic button. One distributor handling 5 million boxes of Mexican produce annually is predicting shorter supplies and higher prices. So when you're paying double for that avocado toast, just remember, it's because Donnie Diapers wanted to look tough on TV. be.
Have accused without reason that Mexican producers sell their tomatoes in the United States below cost, which is not true.
I was having a discussion with someone yesterday where I was like, there's so much that I detest and despise and loathe about Trump's evil policies. I said, but one of the things too that I just can't get over is this guy's behavior. Like, it's not normal. Like,
The main problem would be that tomatoes would be more expensive in the United States.
If they want to do it, then they will simply pay 21% more for their tomatoes.
you saw that clip of him from the campaign. Like, that's not how adult human beings in leadership positions should behave. If people who you worked with acted like that.
The real kicker? This tariff nonsense doesn't even work. Tariffs function as taxes, and when you tax something, you get less of it. Basic economics, folks. So while Trump is out there promising more American jobs and less Mexican imports, what we're actually getting is fewer imports, fewer exports, thanks to retaliatory tariffs, and higher prices. It's like paying extra for a sandwich and only getting half of it. President Sheinbaum of Mexico isn't taking this lying down. She's pointing out what should be obvious to anyone who passed middle school math. Mexico will still sell the same tomatoes, just at higher prices that Americans will pay. It's like Trump is punching Americans in the wallet while yelling at Mexico. Very effective strategy, totally makes sense. Want to guess which states get hit hardest by these tomato taxes? That's right, border states like Texas, Arizona, and California that rely on cross-border trade. The same states where Trump claims he's helping with his tough talk. Nothing says I love American farmers like destroying their business relationships and raising costs for their customers.
When it will already begin the application of this measure for the alleged tricks we have done with
The
20.91%.
Mexican government was not notified.
No offense to cornered rats who are of far more dignity than Donald Trump. Like, this is Donald Trump during his first campaign. Remember when he said,
President Sheinbaum basically called Trump what he is, a clown who doesn't understand basic economics. His tomato threats accomplish absolutely nothing for border security while directly hurting American families already struggling with high grocery bills. It's like trying to fix a leaky roof by setting your basement on fire. Bold strategy, grumpy Trumpy. So here we are, folks, watching as the economic experts pile on. Nobel Prize winners are literally waving red flags saying Trump's tariff plan is economic suicide. Remember Larry Summers? He called the tariff threat, "Stop or I'll shoot myself in the foot," which pretty much sums up this tomato temper tantrum. While grumpy Trumpy throws ketchup at the wall, President Sheinbaum is acting like an actual grown-up. She's protecting Mexican interests without playing childish games. The next time you're paying $7 for a sad little tomato, remember who tried to make America's groceries expensive again just to look tough on Twitter. Your wallet deserves to know the truth.